Hello, artists. It's Ms. Max here with you today, second graders, for another art lesson. So, today we're going to be talking about a really important part of art history, and that is cave art. And you can see here on the screen, I have a page open to a cave called Lascaux. And Lascaux Cave is in a region in France, southern France. It's a network of caves that has been discovered actually in a really interesting way by a group of teenagers who were playing around in the woods, and one of their dogs fell down into a hole, disappeared out of sight. Their dog's name was Robot, by the way. And this was in 1940. So the boys went down into the hole to go try to find the dog. And when they lit a match to see their way around, they saw that the walls were covered in massive drawings and paintings and carvings of animals. And they didn't look like someone had just kind of snuck in there and done this on their own. There were over 6,000 images painted on the walls. And the boys looked at them and knew that this was something special. So they actually got the attention of a professor in the area, a college teacher who came to take a look at them and said, yes, this is one of the most important discoveries ever made to tell about humans from long ago. So these were from about 19,000 years ago, which is hard to even imagine that amount of time ago. But if we think about it this way, it's before, so it's in the upper Paleolithic time. And it's before there was even farming, when humans were hunters and gatherers. So they did have these caves, though, and it shows us that art was really important to them, because these were people who were only concerned with survival. They had to find their food and water for the day and not, get eaten by a saber-toothed tiger. That's what their concerns were. And they also had special ways of honoring these animals, of marking the time through the animals, humans, and abstract markings that are found in this cave. So what we're going to do today, I do want to take you on a little tour of the cave, but our activity that you'll need to gather some materials for is that we're going to make some cave art from the animals that you find in your neighborhood right now in the year 2020. So we're going to take a piece of paper. I have this off-white paper. It's going to replicate a cave wall. So if you have something that looks a little bit like this, that would be good. It's kind of bigger too, to give you plenty of space to draw on. And we're going to use this, and we're going to gently crumple it up and unfold it so that we can see that there's some texture to it, the way that a cave wall would have texture. Then the other material, this is a pretty, not a heavy duty material project. You just need some sort of chalk. I'm using very earthy colors of chalk, like the ones that we find in the cave art that we're about to look at. So I have some brown chalk, I have some yellow chalk, I have some orange chalk, some black chalk. Whatever kind of chalk you have works well. Even if it's sidewalk chalk, you can still definitely use it. And chalk is made from ground, it's a ground kind of stone. So it is very similar to the materials that these artists might have been using 19,000 years ago to make art. We know that they used things like stones and burnt wood and mashed up berries and plants that they could create dyes from. They also used rocks just to carve directly into the wall as well. So we will use those materials to create drawings of the animals that we find in our lives every day, the same way that these are animals that the cave artists found in their lives every day. Okay, so that's what you're doing as your art project for the week. And let's take this little guided tour together. So we're starting the tour. They play some really spooky music for reasons I do not understand. It's not scary. I mean, it is a little, mysterious, and it's a discovery, but anyway, here we go. So we're traveling through. Now, all of these are massive drawings on these cave walls. They took a lot of planning and materials and tools to get up high and to stay up high and to continue the drawings, and skill to make these. So, oftentimes we think of people living long ago as like, oh, well, they didn't know the things we know now. And although that's true, it's also important to note that they were really skilled at the life that they lived. They were skilled as artists. We can see here, looking at this wall of bowls, these are some sort of shaggy prehistoric bull that lived. A lot of them are in the equine family in these drawings that we find on the caves. So this is a bull, and we can see that the artist made it look rounded. And this is something you can do in your chalk drawings too. Making heads look rounded by making it darker on the edges and then smearing it or kind of blending it in towards the middle so it's lighter in the center. So that's something that we can see happening in this bull's head. Also, we see things looking closer and farther away. They're using, drawing techniques that we know about today to make these animals look as if they are moving, as if they really take up space in the world as well. We can see down here a little detail of a stag. So that's a male deer with its antlers. And let's see here. So there's a small black stag and a black bear as well. So some of these are animals that are still found in parts of Europe, and some of them you'll see on other pages are things like rhinoceros and antelope, which are not found in this part of Europe anymore at all. So continuing on our tour, this shows us a map of where we are at in the cave, and this just for scale, just to show you. This is a person, a scientist, standing inside of the cave with all of these cave drawings around them. So that's how big the drawings are compared to an adult male who's in here. So I am going to actually play the rest of this tour as a link. You will be able to click on the link in a coming slide and take the full tour. But I just wanted to talk to you a bit about cave art, explain to you what we'll be doing as our activity to go along with cave art, and to look at this website with you just a little bit. So enjoy exploring these slides and enjoy making your own cave art. I can't wait to see what you make. Thanks, everybody. Bye.